Hello everyone and welcome. Today I want to show you a scrapbook layout flip through of a workshop that I've designed using a collection from our core catalogue, the September to August core catalogue. Now this collection you'll find on page 18 of the catalogue and it's called Love Story. 3 of the layouts that I've designed go with the theme of the papers, but the other 2 double page spreads are a little bit different than the Love Story theme. So hang around while I go through all of these so you can see that you do not necessarily have to use this paper collection for the theme that it was intended for. I've used the paper packet with the sticker sheet for all of these layouts, and I actually have a card share to show you at the end as well with the leftovers. So I pretty much used everything in this entire collection of papers and the stickers. And I've also brought in the Picture My Life cards, the gold ones, to add to these layouts and then to use them for the cards as well. This collection is really rather exciting because it comes in 3 different formats. There is the black, and then there is the mink, which is the grey tones, and they do have different patterns throughout them. They're not the exact same patterns throughout these whole collections, so you can mix and match them between the collections. And then there is a toffee collection as well, so I can't wait to play with these ones as well. But I wanted to show you the 3 different collections because they could all be adapted to use for these layouts that I've designed. The other items that I've used are the slim alphabets, and I've brought in the buildable tags and also the tabs thin cuts. So I've kept it to these 3 die cut sets to use throughout this workshop project. So let's get started and flip through all these layouts that I have to show you. You can see here I've used the strips of paper, I've also used the zip strips, and I've flipped the papers over as well to create a panel that goes across the central area of this double page spread. And I've used this gorgeous large sticker with the gold foil on it as the main title, and then brought in some of the stickers to enhance and bring your focus into the photos. The other 2 items that you'll see on here are these gorgeous gold foil cards, and these are from the Picture My Life set, and these just bring a gorgeous touch of class to this theme of page. So I really love how this all comes together. If you wanted to add more to this, you could do some gold splattering or some smooshing behind these pages, but I purposefully kept this workshop quite clean and classic because that's the style that I quite like. But you could definitely add your own touch to this because there is plenty of room. If you have more photos that you want to put on a page when there's a design like this, you can always put 2 6x4s off to the top and the bottom of this side, or add 3x4s into where a placeholder is. So it's totally flexible with what you want to put onto the page. Layout 2, I'm bringing in the focus again towards the photos by using these large triangle elements, and you can see that I've used the zip strips to put on the edge of these to finish that off. Tucking photos into triangle elements like this when you use them as a framing thing makes everything cohesive and makes it look like this is all part of the one layout. I've used a PML card here. This is one 3x4 PML card, but what I've done is trim it in half so I can do top and bottom, and it looks like it's whole banner strip going underneath this photo. I've brought in a cluster of the stickers here, and by using foam tape on this it adds a little bit of dimension, and then scattering hearts and the little dots around these clusters add the final touch to these. I've used a large title again from the same sticker sheet, and for the main 5x7 photo I've brought in these corner elements here to bring focus into what would be the featured photo for the layout. Once again, you could bring in more photos along these areas here, or split these into 3x4s to add more on, but there's always the option of flip flaps, so you can easily add a flip flap to add more photos into the layouts if you wish. Layout number 3, you'll notice these elements here that are like a big banner strip going across. So basically these were created from the area that is left from where you cut the triangle for these. I've just tucked those in so that that creates one big cohesive look, and by bringing in a large photo mat and spreading it across the two pages, you don't need to see the continuation of this pattern paper. You think it looks like one big long cohesive strip. It keeps the same style as layout 1 because I've got this panel here that spreads across the two pages, and this is a sticker that's a border sticker that has a doily type edge to it, but I didn't want the whole doily edge, so I've trimmed that off to be in little strips to go at the top and the bottom of this panel of photos. I've created my own title here with the slim alpha thin cuts, so that brings that section into it. And once again, here's another PML card all ready for the journaling, and that's tucked in so not all of this lace section on this print, which is quite busy, is showing. So by tucking it in, it means the focus of all of this here will be on the photos. The little dots are from the inside of a scallop sticker, so don't throw everything away once you peel the sticker off. Look at what is left on your carrier sheet, and you'll be able to use these sort of little things to create a little bit of a cluster around the focal points. These flowers could definitely be coloured in to match the theme of the photo. So if this was used as a wedding page and there was a colour in the bridesmaids' dresses or in the floral arrangements, you could definitely colour those in. But for these layouts, I've kept them all as black and white. So that's the first 3 layouts in this workshop, and you can see that it's definitely along a love story or a wedding type theme, or it could be an anniversary celebration. The next 2 layouts are quite a bit different from that. For layout 4, I have grunged it up a little bit with some stamping. So when I was showing you everything that you needed at the beginning, I've realised I actually used this Perfectly Imperfect pattern stamp set to stamp at the top and the bottom of this journal box, and also around the title here. You could use whatever alpha set that you have for this, but I've used the bold marker alpha set to create a title. And you'll notice the little stitched elements, they're from the Perfectly Imperfect set as well, and there's a little dashed line here. So they're the items that I've used to stamp at the top and the bottom here, across the edges of these strips of paper and around this title. By bringing in the black acrylic arrows, it adds a little something extra, and I've brought in the black and white dots as well. But by cutting up and using the non-floral side of this paper collection, it gives a more masculine feel to the pages and a totally different look from the love story theme. Layout 5 is another one that could be a generic page. You could still use this in a wedding album and have lots of fun photos across here. But I have used the non-floral sides mainly. This is a little floral, but to me it's more like a little burst as well. So it takes on a different look when you pair it with different patterns. If I put this next to a floral paper, it would look like a floral paper itself. But because I've used it with the geometric designs here, it looks more like a burst. You can see I've brought in the buildable tags with these 2 elements here, the slimline alphabet for the title, and I've also used strips from the leftover pieces of the papers after I've done all of the cutting to embellish the bottom of the tags, and I've also used those as the little tag strings as well, rather than using twine or ribbon. You can see the tabs here from the tabs thin cut, and I've used the whole entire tab and adhered the base of the tab direct to paper, and then put some foam tape in between so it does stick up just a little bit. And then I've added the arrows as another little decorative element, and that will bring attention into the photos once they're put on the pages. And this pretty much, those 5 layouts pretty much used every single piece of paper and zip strip in the pack. There was hardly anything left over at all. What I did have left over was some of the PML cards, and I wanted to use them all up because I wanted to use everything I could for this workshop. So I created some A2 cards. So I trimmed down these 4 6x4 PML cards that were left to 4 inches by 5¼ inches so that I could then mat them on black. I kept these cards fairly simple so that the hero is really this gold PML card. All this gold foil design I did not want to hide at all. With the ones that have got these elements here on, these are stickers from the sticker sheet, and I've just popped those up onto foam tape. And these are stickers as well, these little tags, so I've popped those up on foam tape as well. And for this one, I've not added any sentiment at all to it because it was already on there, and it was just a case of putting the PML card on and leaving it as it is. For the remainder of the PML cards, I had 4 3x4 PML cards left over. So I have just used those to create these note cards. If I put these side by side, you'll notice that these are exactly the same size as one of our slimline card bases. So I just took 2 slimline card bases and cut them in half to create these little note cards. The gold foiling on these is just so pretty and is the main base of all of these types of cards. I haven't trimmed down these PML cards at all. They are 3 by 4 inches. So the note cards themselves measure at 3.5 by 4¼ which is exactly half of what a slimline card base is. You'll see that all the sentiments on here are very simple because I wanted the highlight to be the actual gold foil designs. And I've used the retired Time to Celebrate stamp of the month from May 2020 to do the stamping on these cards. So I think they've come out really, really well. And as I said, I did not have 1 PML card left over, and I only had 2 or 3 stickers left and just a couple of little strips of paper left. I'm really happy that with 1 paper packet and sticker sheet set plus 1 PML card set that I got 5 double page spread and all these cards and very minimal items left over, that it was a really good use of those 2 products. So I hope you enjoyed my flip through of what I've created with the Love Story collection. Thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting and bye for now.